understand that these people from other planetary systems, yes, they may be 100,000 or 1 million or 3 million or 20 million years more developed than we are, but they're awake. We're awake. And the singleness of mind that we share is the universal field where we have common life together. We are one people in one universe. We're those people. Never forget that. How much time do I have? I want to go through a few more things. 10 minutos. No, they want to keep me on a short leash. Okay. Because I'm like a big wild dog. I get crazy. Now, I want all of you to think for a moment of the next phase of what we have to deal with. I have a letter from a G8 Ministry of Defense recently addressed to my team, asking us to train them to make open contact so that their head of state and their leaders can have peaceful contact with these visitors, much like Eisenhower started to have in 1954 before the cabal started shooting at them. Many people think that there is some ongoing relationship between extraterrestrials and the secret government. This is not true. In point of fact, they wouldn't bother. What they have done in the covert government is to simulate extraterrestrial events. And there is a lot of research on this, and I'm going to say something here that will make many of you angry. But you know what? I got this expression. I have to credit Brian O'Leary for this. The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. There is a highly classified project, and this is a big part of the information I'm having to provide to the President and to others, that was hatched in the 50s, 1950s, to set up a nexus of fear so that the people of the world would accept the costs of interplanetary war. Wernher von Braun himself said this before he died. And I have more than a dozen people who have been inside these covert operations that have been involved with the stagecraft needed to hoax something that would make 9/11 look like a picnic. And they would be using the following: alien reproduction vehicles. These are man-made devices that are anti-gravity that to any casual observer would look like something UFO. We've been making them since the early 60s or late 50s. Absolutely. Before we landed on the moon, we already had those technologies. Number two, psychotronic weapon systems. These are electromagnetic devices that interface with consciousness and can deceive people very easily. And number three, most importantly, programmed life forms. These are PLFs. And these are creatures that look like a gray or a reptilian or what have you, and they're man-made. I know where they're making them. I know the team. I have people who have been on the team who have created them. They are not extraterrestrial. They are alien, but not extraterrestrial. They are weird, and they're weird science, but they're not ET. This is the big hoax most people don't know about. And this is the information that I have been most threatened with providing. Because they want people to think that there's cowboys and Indians in space, that there are good aliens and bad aliens, and we have to fight the bad ones and have this sort of eschatological solution to the human problem. Don't be deceived again. There is no hostile intent on the part of any actual extraterrestrial civilization, and if there was, you and I would not be breathing the free air of Earth. How do I know this? Because for at least 60 years, since Roswell, we have used very advanced electromagnetic systems, Tesla-type scalar longitudinal technologies, to track, target, and knock down these extraterrestrial vehicles. It hasn't been very efficient, thank God, but it's been efficient enough that there's one facility underground in Arizona near Fort Huachuca where there are 9 extraterrestrial vehicles with their bodies that are stored there. This is an existential threat to world peace and to universal peace. And one of the things we're asking the President to do is to get control of those projects to the extent he can, working with other nations around the world. Because we know where their operating and tracking systems are, and I also know what are on the National Reconnaissance Office satellites that track them. It's called a neutrino light detector, and I won't go into the physics of it. Very sophisticated. Before the spacecraft is even fully materialized, they can track them. Bam. We began putting weapons in space at least by 1965. I know a man who worked with Hughes Aerospace and several other corporations. So for 40-some years, we've had them in space. Before that, we had them on the ground. And I have an FBI memo, and I've given this to the President. And it's from a field agent regarding Roswell to J. Edgar Hoover, who wanted to know what the hell had happened. And he basically said there was a new radar configuration, radar dome. Well, that's code word. Inside that dome wasn't a conventional radar. It was an electromagnetic scalar weapon. And when they switched it on, 2 extraterrestrial vehicles traveling near Roswell collided with each other. One went down near Roswell, the other one continued and impacted near Socorro. Absolutely. So this insanity has been going on since before I was born in 1955. And it is really a very important point that the people of the world need to step up and say, look, whatever the problems are, and whatever reasons you believe these extraterrestrial civilizations are observing Earth, we cannot solve this problem down the barrel of an electromagnetic weapon. We have to do better than that. Now, I know I'm bringing up more questions than answers, because what can you do in an hour? But I want to leave you with this vision, because this is the vision that we must see in our meditations and in our prayers, and in our speech and in our thoughts. And that is a completely transformed planet. A planet where we are living here together in peace, and that we go into space only in peace, and that the technologies long withheld from the children of the earth are unveiled and are vouchsafed to the children of the earth for peaceful purposes. Because when we do that, we will end poverty on this planet. We will stop the killing of our biosphere, and we will establish a sustainable civilization where energy will be free and non-polluting. And in that new civilization, we will be able to evolve on this planet as a civilization enlightened in peace together. And from now into 1,000 years from now, phasing into 500,000 years from now, we will become extraterrestrial people to other worlds. And this is our future. And right now, think of it. Can you hear the babies calling? The children. 20,000 generations waiting to come behind us here. 20,000 generations. That is what is waiting to come into the earth. And so it is our sacred obligation to establish a firm direction for this planet in peace, sustainability, to protect Gaia and the biosphere, and create the world of our vision. And this is why we're on this planet today. God bless you all, and thank you for being here.
Bien.